What up, everybody? It's Ep10. Let's talk about it. This is The Shy, Season 1, Episode 10, Season Finale. Pretty good season finale, y'all. I mean, it wrapped up everything really good, and you know, it kind of got us off on a new path for next season. Some things that I kind of predicted though was gonna happen, it happened. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into it. So we start off where we left off last episode, and Jake and Reggie were together, and Reggie opened the trunk, and Treese was in the trunk. So here we are. Treese is in the trunk, they take him out of the trunk. Reggie tells Jake to stay back, and he takes Treese into a warehouse. Of course, Reggie don't stay back, his nosy ass gonna go follow him, of course, and they follow him, and basically Q and the crew are in the warehouse. He tells them he got it, don't worry about it, take little man on and leave. Reggie and Jake go outside. So now we with Papa and Kevin. So they walk in talking with the music teacher, and the music teacher asks them about Jake. Have they talked to Jake? Do they need to talk to him? Papa says he's not in school no more. He's really getting involved into the family business. And he's like, the teacher's like, well, maybe I'll just talk to Reggie. And they like, nah, you don't want to talk to Reggie. He like a bad dude. Teacher says, well, I'll take that into consideration. So this already lets me know that for the next season, the teacher will play a bigger part than he has this first season. I think that he will talk to Reggie, and I think that's something, I think it's something that maybe we don't know about the teacher. Music teacher, you know what I'm saying? So you know, they might think he's soft, but he really hard. Or he might just get killed. I don't know. Either one could happen, but it's definitely gonna be some more exploration with that plot line next season, I think. But he says, don't worry about that, now it's time to get ready for the play. So we back with Q and Treese. So Q asks Treese how he wanna die, and Treese just says, I'll need my mama to be able to see my face when I'm dead. And he says, cool, if you tell me what happened. And he's like, what you mean what happened? He said, I spoke to Detective Wallace, and he says, you killed my boy. And he says, wait, that's your boy? He didn't know that. So then we flash back to Jason, and he's walking, he talking to his pregnant girlfriend. Apparently he had just made a little baby run to go get some ice cream or whatever for his girlfriend. He was on his way back home. So he like, I'm on my way back, you know what I'm saying, what you talking about, whatever. And then he like, wait a minute, let me call you back. So he sees Treese and Wallace putting guns in the trunk of a car. He kind of hides a little bit, but Treese catches him, and he's just questions him like, what you doing out here, where you going, where you coming from, and all of this. And Jason was almost out of it, because he was like, I'm just on my way home. And he was like, all right, man, cool. And then he says, I didn't see anything. He was like, what you talking about seeing something? What was it to see? And I was like, oh man, why you said that, bro? I already knew his life was over, child. Jason kind of figures out that this dude figures out what's going on or whatever, and he turns around and runs away, and Treese shoots him, and then he catches up to him to shoot him. So Reggie and Jake are waiting outside to see what happens, and Q comes outside with the crew and tells him to go finish it. So Reggie goes in there with the gun, and he shoots Treese. Or so we think. He shoots Treese, right? And so Q tells him to go in, tells Jake he can go in and take a look, you know, if he want to see. I think this is going to be, like I said, next season we're going to see Jake really start to change and really start to get deeper into this gang and gangster life, or he gonna come out of it. It's gonna be one of the two. To go look at the body is just like, I'm indoctrinating you into this lifestyle. And we saw a lot of them themes, especially with Jake and the kids throughout this whole episode. So he goes in there and he looks at the body. Now they don't show it to us, or at least I couldn't tell. It was like blurry. He sees the body, and his face just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my thing is like, if you a kid, like, and they're smart kids, they're good enough to reason that dope dealers die. Eventually that's what happens. Like, they either die, they go to jail, they run away to Cuba and come back and kill some more people. It's just like, they don't live a happy, prosperous life. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing good is gonna come from this. You feel me? It was interesting to see his face in that moment. So Ronnie is down to the police station. He's confessing about everything. He tells them that he saw the chain on the Coogie's neck, and he approached him. They argued about it. He took out the gun and he shot him. And he says he only took the chain off of his neck. After that, he said he didn't tell anybody. He sold the gun. Dude was like, you lying about the gun. He was like, whatever. I don't remember what the dude looked like. I don't remember his last name. And he says, is there any witnesses? And he says, yes, there is a witness. We don't see if he tells who the witness name is. And they take him on back to the jail and lock him up, child. That's it. So Brandon and Jericho are getting ready for the day. He's about to go out with the food truck. She about to go to work, and she dressed real cute. And then he started asking her if the dude she slept with is somebody that she worked with. He was like, look how you dress. I'm going to work. And she was like, I can't be at work now because Marcus worked there. So she done already spilled the tea on herself. Child done told. Well, I guess he did tell her about Sarah. So I guess that makes sense. So, you know, he knows who it is. But now he all self-conscious about it or whatever. This whole storyline with Brandon and Jerica, that whole storyline is kind of tired to me. I'm really like, okay, child, I guess, whatever. Like, who cares? But then she said she got a solid offer on the house. And he needs to come on and sign these papers so they can sell the house. So, you know, he can get his money and fix up his little raggedy truck. So that ended on a cute little note. Emmett is with his son on the playground and Tiffany comes up to get him. Emmett sees that Tiffany has a bruise on her eye and she talking about mind your business, it's not none of your business. He was like, you know, we can talk about it. Just because we're not close no more don't mean you can't talk to me. And so when she takes the baby, he's really pissed. Wallace and Cruz are in the bathroom together and Cruz is talking shit, basically like, did he leave out the part where you gave him Coogie, where you told him about this and X, Y, and Z? And so Cruz gets so mad at him, he pulls a gun out on him and he back him up against the wall and put the gun against his head. Now, you know, he didn't shoot him, he eventually relent. And Wallace talked shit like, oh, that's what I thought. And then Cruz headbutted him and I was 100% here for it. Okay, because Wallace he deserves everything he gets. Kevin and Papa are walking to the play. Baby, Kevin got his tights on. He said, ain't nobody gonna beat me up, honey. Whew, what? Ain't nobody gonna beat his ass. He said, you don't mess with the crazy ones because they unpredictable. Kevin is just going through a little nervousness because his whole family is coming to see the play, so he's very excited about the whole situation. At Brandon's mom's house, they signing the papers, or they getting ready to sign the papers, and he gets a call. This call is from Detective Cruz to let him know, or let the family know, that they have caught the person who killed Coogie. Of course, when he says this out loud to the whole family, his mom gets all upset and she leaves the room. So it's like kind of damping the whole mood about them moving on. Reggie and Jake roll up to the trap house. Reggie jumps out the car and breaks the news to everybody that's standing up there like, hey, Treese ain't coming back. He is not coming back no more. And the people was like, what you talking about? It was crazy how like their alliance, they have no loyalty whatsoever, because the dude was pissed for a minute, but then he was like, hey, is my money gonna stay the same? And Reggie was like, hell yeah, it's gonna stay the same. He was like, well, all right then, we good. You know what I'm saying? It's all, I'm like, what? It's all good. I guess, child, whatever. He good with everybody. He the head man in charge. He says it's too hot on the block. They need to find a new way to get the product out, okay? Because they got way too much stuff going on. Now, this is automatically foreshadowing what's going to happen at the end of the episode. I've been saying this since he got the food truck. Reggie's like talking to Jake, saying what else you want to do, where you want to go, what you want to do. And at this time, Jake knows that the play is that night, so he wants to go to the play. So they end up at the play. The play is going on. You know, Kevin and Papa are backstage, and they all a little bit nervous or whatever. And you know, it was real cute. And they came out. The play was cute. Everybody was doing their thing. He said something. Andrea was even doing good, and he was like, Papa, you talked all that noise for nothing. And then right when he said that, she kicked like something over and knocked something over, whatever. Everybody started laughing. But all in all, it was a good play. They had a good time. Reggie and Jake was in the audience, I mean, really laughing. And during this play, you could really tell, like, you could see the losing of innocence of Jake. Like, he kind of wished that he could just be a kid again. I'm pretty sure he wished that he could just be a kid and just have fun and not worry about murder, death, jail, drugs, and all this type of crazy shit or whatever. And you can see that look of longing, and I think it was to let us know that his childhood is coming to an end. He about to be in the game. So we had Sonny's, and he sees Emmett, you know, walking around cleaning up, looking real sad, and he like, bro, the girl's trying to get at you, what's going on? And he tells him Tiffany, you know, he thinks Tiffany in an abusive relationship. He said he can't have his son around that. And Sonny basically like, well, I mean, looking at him like, what you gonna do about it? So after the play, parents are taking pictures. You know, Kevin's mom's taking lots of pictures of them, and Papa shoot his shot at Kevin's sister. That was so cute. It was so cute. I love Papa. He is the real MVP. And they talk about, you know, they walking in the hallway just having a little conversation about playing with the Lord, and Jake comes up on him and they talking to him or whatever, and he's asking me if he's going back to school. He said, well, you know, I don't know, maybe. And then he's like, well, you know, you can stay with me if you need to stay with me. And he's like, why would I want to do that? And he was like, man, if you get in trouble, you know it's not my fault. And Jake like, man, fuck you, and all of this here. So, you know, Kevin and Jake really have a problem. So him and Papa gave him his thing he made for him, and then he gave him a hug. Like, you can tell this is the end. This is the end of childhood. He like, man, holla at me, you know what I'm saying, if you want to get up with me or whatever. And he leaves. I'm sad, y'all, because I don't want Jake to go down this path. Like, I don't want him to go down this path. I feel like next season he gonna be, you know, lost to the streets, child. I don't want Jake to go down this path. Like, I'm not happy about this storyline, low-key. At the courthouse, Ronnie is being arraigned. Brandon, his mom, everybody's there, and he's remanded with no bond until the trial. Brandon's mom notices that when Ronnie looks at him, they know each other. She noticed that. As soon as I seen her look, I was like, oh, she knows. She picked that up. So Emmett goes to his baby mama house, and he hears fighting inside the house. So Tiffany and her man up in there fighting, and the baby, I don't know where the baby is. The baby crying, child, in the playpen. So he kicked the door open through the back door, and child, he find her up in there beating his ass, child. She was up in there fighting him. The girlfriend was up in there beating the guy up with a plunger or something like that, and he's screaming in the corner, and they like, it's not your business, don't worry about it, it's not your business, where you going, yada, 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 and he takes the baby and he leaves. Thank good. We're seeing Ronnie's descent into jail. He's going into jail, he looking at somebody on the bus, and they like, what the you looking at, nigga? You know what I'm saying? So he already met with a lot of hostility. You feel what I'm saying? When he gets to the jail, they in line trying to get their little lunch or whatever. A dude push him to the back of the line, and he go sit in the corner. I was like, oh Lord, it's about to be locked up. Okay, for the Ronnie, it's a wrap for Ronnie, honey. Wallace comes in to see Q at the little bar, and they have a little drink, and they drink one for treats, you know, pour one out for the homie. He says, I just want to hear what you have to say. Something he was saying like that, and he was just like, Trees told me the rest of the story. And he said, huh? Flashback. Jason was crawling on the ground after Trees shot him. Wallace comes out and said, what happened? And he like, he said he was going home, something, trying to get to his girl, something like that, I don't know. And so he tells him to go ahead, I got this, you don't worry about it. And he proceeds to step on Jason's neck until he died, and then the motherfucker just walked away, child. I said, no, God, no, he didn't. In the name, no, he did not. Woo! No, he didn't. That was a bad, cold boy, okay? And then Q goes on to say, you know, his boy was a good boy. He lived there so his boy wouldn't get killed. He was gonna go to college. He was gonna play ball, and you know, now this has happened. So he proceeds to kill the shit out of Wallace by hitting him with a baseball bat. The whole crew surround him. They put him on the ground, or no, they put him in a chair, and Q slices his throat with a rusty ass knife. Okay, I was like, ooh, Wallace, you deserve that though, baby. Bye, Wallace. What y'all bring to the funeral? You ain't even going to the funeral, don't even lie. So Brandon and Jerika go to his mom's house. You know, stepdaddy says she's very upset. He goes into the room, and she basically says, I know you knew him when you came up in here that night. Like, she put everything together pretty simple, but was like, basically, I'm just glad nothing bad happened to you. And then she tells him she can't move, she can't sign the paper, she can't sell because she has to be here for the trial and make sure this man, you know, goes to jail for the crime he committed. Of course, this throws a wrench into Brandon's plan because he was banking on that money to fix up the truck to be able to finance his business. Detective Cruz goes to Kevin's house and tells Kevin's mom that he needs to speak to Kevin and ask him some questions. So apparently Ronnie did tell the truth and say that Kevin saw him shoot Coogie in the woods, which I don't see why this would be a big thing, except for that it's all one big circle that wraps around itself, okay? And we'll see in a second how that happened. He basically begs mom to help him out and get him to talk to Kevin because she didn't want to let him talk to Kevin at first. Tracy goes to the memorial where Jason is, and Q comes out and he says that it's all been taken care of. He says that Jason was in the wrong place at the wrong time. No more, no less. And so he leaves Tracy standing there with her grief. Ronnie is brought back to jail after the arraignment and is locked up. And they just show him going into his cell with his new roomie. That's it. So I wonder if we're gonna continue to be with him, or if his story is over for this season. I wonder how that will be next season. The police find Wallace. There's a whole crime scene. Everything is marked off. Cruz is bent down over the body, and the captain says, or the sergeant, she says, are you good with this? And he's like, I'm good with it or whatever. And she says, okay, well, because now it's your case. Basically, like I said, it's one big thing around. So Cruz is basically why Wallace got killed is because he killed Jason, and that goes back to Q, which goes back to this person and that person, Reggie, which goes back to Brandon, which goes back to Kevin, which is connected to Ronnie. So it's like everybody's wrapped around in this big old circle. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out next season. Emmett and his mom are talking, and basically he's telling her what happened with the whole situation, how crazy it was. She says, you did the best thing, and he says, she says that he needs to get custody, and he's like, I don't know, but how is it possible? Well, Sonny said it was impossible, and she said it damn near is impossible. So next season, I guess Emmett gonna be fighting for custody of his son, which is wonderful. I think that's great. Brandon is at the food truck closing up, and child, I was hoping this wouldn't happen. I was hoping this would not happen, but Reggie rolls up on him and tells him that they about to make a whole lot of money together. And you know what I thought about? I thought about how to get away with murder when Isaac was getting the drugs from the food truck, and I was like, he about to make him sell weed from the food truck because they need a new hustle. Brandon needs money, okay? And so it's like match made in hell. So we'll see how that works out next semester, because all this, I mean next season, because all this over a gun that you lost or whatever, child, ain't nobody got time for that. He could have just paid you for the gun. We're at the cast party for the play, and everybody having a good time. Papa dancing, but Kevin don't really want to dance. Now he sees Andrea's cousin across the room, and he goes to her and he apologizes to her. He said he didn't want to hurt her feelings, but he had got all caught up and everything, and you know, he said he was, you know, he was really, Kevin is a nice young man, okay? He all right with me. You know, Papa, she said she don't even like him no more, so she forgive him real quick. And she said, you know, can he hook her up with Papa? Because she want to dance with him. She like the way he move. He go over there and Papa runs away. He like, nah, I'm good. And so, and then Andrea's sitting over there and she asks him to dance. And she tells him that he was great in the show. And he's like, but wait, she was like, it's just dancing. Calm down. We ain't get married, boy. And so they go out there and they cut a little rug. And that's how the season ends. I thought season 1 was a good season. It gave us a lot of good characters that we're going to see develop over the season. I wonder if we're gonna stay with Ronnie in jail. We're gonna go through him with that journey, or you know, will something happen between him where maybe he won't go to jail? Will they go to trial and all that stuff will come out? Will the secret stay a secret? How is this shit gonna work with Brandon and Reggie? It's a lot of questions that need to be answered, but they did tie up the Jason story, which I thought was a good move, okay? So I want to hear what your thoughts about it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my video with all your friends, and I will holler at y'all next time. Have a blessed day. Peace.